Welcome back. Now, how to improve your profile picture with Susan Trombetti, CEO of Exclusive Matchmaking. So this is a lot of fun that you have clients who come to you and they say, or you say, look at this profile picture, you've got to change it up. So you're not changing the person, just how they're sort of marketing themselves.
Right. So matchmaking is one thing, and then this is another service that we offer, doing your online dating profile, which is huge. I mean, a lot of people are out there. So yeah, so I'll come to them, and it's all in good fun. I might say you need to get some sexy shoes, and they come back with like Tory Burch quilted navy, and I'm like, for a funeral, those are great. But yeah, so I kind of make it, gorgeous.
Well, let's take a look. So this is a real client who you helped. So she came to you, and this was her profile picture?
She had been online dating prior, and she wanted to use this one again.
Which is not, I mean, it's not horrible.
That one.
That one.
Well, she's really beautiful in a lot of ways. Okay, she has beautiful eyes, beautiful skin,
Great
beautiful
smile.
hair. Yeah, and it just doesn't reveal her beauty. So once again, professional makeup, great hair, that sort of thing.
And you didn't like her clothes that she wore for the pictures either.
Right. So we're working on your profile pic, and she wanted to wear these clothes, and so I was like, no, not those clothes. They look dowdy. And you need
look
bright
at her
colors.
figure. She's got great. She's got some cleavage going on. She's got a great figure.
Yeah, and so I told her bright colors, and so then she kind of picked that ensemble.
So this is what you liked, the pinks.
This was a little more bright, and the ones, I think we picked some red in there too, so it's magenta, hot pink, yeah. So she'll stand out.
And are those friendlier? They're warm tones. So was it the friendly warm tones?
Well, those tones happen to be great on her because she's pale and blonde, but they're bright colors as opposed to, the one looks kind of like a sweatshirt, and the other looks like it's something I'm going to do my gardening in. And yet, I don't know. I mean, she's an older woman. I'm not sure. So it's not even so much of a makeover, but a profile makeover. So I want to make her look the best that she can look and bring out her natural beauty. She's really lovely.
And so you had some even where the one in the red jacket where she has some, or here's a professional looking one. Now, why didn't you like this? What does this say?
I don't like that photo. That photo makes her look older than she is. It's the top. It's very dated looking. She looks older. She has a glass of champagne, it's very posed, and it says, "I'm high maintenance to a man. I want expensive dinner." So that's going to turn guys off. Plus, she just doesn't look as good as she could.
And what about this one?
Too professional. You don't want your photo to look like you're a realtor. That's a great photo, and that's a work photo. But her hair's too severe, too straight, and she needed better hair for the profile.
So this was one that you came up with. She's got a little shoulder showing.
So it's a little sexier. It's red. It's bright. Her hair is flowy. She's had her makeup done. So it's going to attract guys. And it did attract guys.
Yeah.
And she made a very successful match with exactly what she was going after.
Yay.
Yeah.
So you really, with these, one thing I hear you saying all the time is it's okay to be feminine, because I think a lot of professional women, they're so used to being in the boardroom and being professional. And so I hear you saying a lot, it's okay, be feminine.
That's where you need to be feminine. In your relationships with the man, in a traditional sense, you want to be flipping your hair. I'm not saying that you really have to go in there and put that on, but that's really what you want. You're looking for a man to be a man, and for you to be a female and to have a traditional relationship. You're not looking to run the company. So it's a different dress and a different speak and a different language.
So do you find yourself just coaching people?
Absolutely. So in matchmaking, a lot of that is coaching. I could give you the perfect match, but if I didn't coach you along, it's not going to stick. So, I did an article, Find the Love of Your Life, this year, and that's what I'm like, I could bring you the perfect match, but usually there's a reason why. You're meeting the perfect person all the time, but there's a reason why you're not connecting and running off into the sunset happily ever after. So it does take a little bit of my coaching. So like yesterday, I had a guy, he met the perfect girl over the weekend, she met him, and for whatever reason, I don't know why, he said, I have to call my ex and tell her it's really over.
Oh no!
And then I got a call
and
from
you're
her,
like,
and I'm like, I don't even know why he said that.
Right.
And I was like, no, it's over. But I think she was bothering him, and he wanted to make it clear, like, you need to leave me alone. But just saying that, you don't need to talk about exes. So that's a lot of the coaching. No, don't talk about your ex.
I love it. I love your advice. So next, dating versus online dating. More fun with Susan when we come right back. So maybe you're looking for love or the right love connection, and that's the key here. So Susan Trombetti, back with you, CEO of a wonderful company that you created to say that it is. I think it's a great service. And we should, I just want to emphasize that, you're not a Match.com. You're somebody who makes the connection, the introduction, right?
Yes.
And helps people with makeovers or whatever coaching they need.
So basically we have matchmaking and then a lot of coaching services, and matchmaking does include coaching. And it is a lot of fun, and I do love Match.com because matchmaking is not for everyone. You can only match a handful of people at any given time because it's such a personalized service. So what do you do with the rest? Well, you help them in their online dating profiles, and you might even have a matchmaking client that's also online at the same time. It really just depends.
So how do you, you say, and because of your background especially, investigate your date. So how do you go about that?
Well, short of hiring a private investigator, there are a lot of ways. So Investigate Your Date is a service that I have. But I like to think of it as common sense tips. So I've heard of women that won't go out with a guy, or a guy that won't go out with a girl if he can't find a trace of her on Google. And everybody's Googling everybody. And I think you should go out with somebody. Don't let that stop you from going out with someone. They might have a high security clearance and they're not online because of that. They have no footprint because they're not on Facebook. They're not on Twitter because it's just best for their business. But I think some common sense rules investigate your date. I've heard stories where people think they're in love after a month. They let them know where they live.
Yeah.
They tell them all about themselves. They come to their house. Their financial data, checkbooks, whatever are out.
And their kids or grandkids, right? You don't want them to meet your kids and grandkids yet either.
I think, first of all, just realize when people go out on a date, they come back, there was no chemistry, or it's not progressing, and it's not even a month into it. I'm like, what? So you just realize, I think it takes a good 3 months for anything to really start to happen and come together. Because during that 3 months, you need to be listening and asking open-ended questions, and you need to be getting firm answers. So I had a woman that came to me, and she wanted to date one of my guys, and she said, I don't put anything out there on Facebook about who I work for. I don't put anything out there about anything because I don't want some guy finding it. Okay, sounds reasonable, but you know what? It isn't. She was fibbing in a very big way. She was the huge fraud, okay? So if there are facts that can't be verified, there's a reason, because they're lying, they're leaving it open-ended. So you need to pay attention. You need to remember what the facts are that they told you.
And those consistencies.
Right, and you don't need to check them out because time will tell. Because remember, if you're not letting this person have full reign in your life, they have time to prove themselves to you. So I think that you should sit back, pay attention to what they're telling you, and see how it checks out.
And maybe meet for lunch.
Right. Ask open-ended questions, meet in a public place, and just verify. It's the things that aren't factual, that cannot be verified, that are usually the fibs.
Got to use your human intuition. Susan, thank you so much. It's just a real pleasure.
Thank you, Dawn.
Hope you find your love connection. Have a good one.